Hi, welcome to Alaskan in the Philippines. Well, I took your advice and I got some microphones. We'll see if they work. They're probably going to cut out on me halfway through. That's kind of the feeling. But we'll see how if they work better, I'll keep using them. Today I thought I'd like to talk about Thai people and how they've treated me and what I think of them so far after being here for going on just about 7 months now. So I've had a chance to view them. I really don't have any interaction with very close with the people here. Like most foreigners, we don't speak the language, so it's kind of hard to get close to anyone. Or here, Thai, so far I haven't met too many. Just my friend that I go out and eat with, and I met her brother and a couple of her friends and stuff. So I got to try to socialize a bit with them. And in my opinion, is the Thai people here are very hardworking. Seems like they're middle class, a bunch of middle class people that really business minded. They go out of their way to start businesses, small businesses. The whole family seems to work at a one business to get the household economy going anyway. They all seem to, that's kind of an Asian thing all over. I noticed that in the Philippines too. They'll all work towards the family. But for my association with them here so far, everybody has been very polite to me. I haven't had any smart ass comments or anything. Everybody is just, and it seems genuine too. When I talk to people, they genuinely seem to be friendly and helpful. It ain't fake, or I don't see a hidden jealousy or anything. Although someone else somewhere could experience. This has just been my experience here in Hue Hin. Other places of Thailand, I'm sure it's much colder for some foreigners in other parts of Thailand, like Pattaya would probably, people there are pretty jaded, I would think, towards foreigners, bad actors. I see it on the news all the time. There's a bunch of trouble all the time, and it's always foreigners. I'm surprised that the Thai put up with us like they do, really. There's such a overwhelm, it overwhelms their towns and their infrastructure is pretty, it gets high season, it packs with the foreigners, and the population of Thais take it pretty good. I guess it all makes sense because it's their economy, it's their brothers got a job working somewhere doing catering to the tourists and the phalangs that come to town. And it is a tourist business here, beach town, literally. So, and it is easy, that's one thing about Thai people in Thailand. They can just start up a business. They're very uninhibited by their government to do so. I see it here. It's much easier. The women are very professional. They're always seem to be working, and I don't see no street people or anything like that. In fact, things infrastructure here works really good. They can come in and they'll have a beer festival in front of the mall, and just all 50 food stalls, a live band stage, full stage setup. And the next day you come by and it was serving and everything for a week, and then the next time you come in, they cleared it all out, and in one night there's not a spot of trash, of course, and set up a little kiddie park for little kids to drive electric cars around, or a big giant pool for the kids. And they just alternate between in different, and then they'll bring in the teens, they'll have beauty pageants and stuff in front of the mall, and that'll be all a whole different setup, themed. It's pretty cool. The whole towns get involved and stuff. It is, the Thai are pretty tight knit and positive people, pretty much friendly and positive. I don't get any negative vibes like you think you would, and you might somewhere else. I'm saying I don't get it myself, and I know I'm kind of in the way sometimes. I'm always trying to step out into traffic, and I shouldn't have, and they all have to stop for me, and I'll be like, go ahead, and I'll feel stupid, and I'll run across. But sometimes I'll be sitting in the middle of a trying to cross the street, got maybe halfway to the Meridian, and I was stuck there. And somebody will be driving down the highway and then just stop and say, "Go on, go on." And you can't see because everybody's got tinted windows, but they put their hand up close. And, go on, and they're giving you a break to go across, even though the other two lanes are still going. You got to go. All right, thank you, sir. And this works too when you're trying to cross the street. Try that. It works. They'll stop for you. I think that with the Buddhist culture here, the Thai people, they're not. they think like that, they think if you do good, they feed the monks. You see them out here, the monks, they wander around all morning on the beach or through the roads, and the Thai people come up and they'll give them money, and the Thais will bless them. They'll give them a blessing for the morning, but they'll bring them food. They're very generous people. They'll even have certain days of the year where they just load the monks up. They'll have a day where they all show up at the malls in the front of the big businesses, and they just pile them up with food, truckloads, literally, and money. They give them money. I give to them once in a while when they're walking. I give some of them. When I know business is slow, I try to help them. They give me blessings too, and they always bless you. And one of them will tell me he'll give me 12. I'll get $12 million. I'm looking forward to that day. But anyway, yeah, like I say, that I haven't felt much animosity from the men. The men are they're all seem to be gainfully employed as well, working at something or another, construction or something. Even the women work construction here. I noticed every job site you'll see, there's a half a dozen women working right alongside the men. I think a lot of them are from different areas like Myanmar and stuff. They come in as crews. They'll all wear the same color, like jersey, long sleeve jersey. They'll all wear the same color. That tells them that that's that work crew. It's very common here. Depending on where they work, they'll have a different color. They all wear the same shirt at work, so they know who the workers are. It's a pretty good system. It was kind of strange this morning. I was walking on the beach. It's Sunday morning, and I saw a crew of guys with those shirts like they were a construction crew, all men. This one was all men. They were sitting on the beach this morning, 7 a.m., drinking beer. I'm sure it was warm beer, too, no doubt. They all had bottles of beer, and they were sober. They weren't acting a fool or anything, but they were sitting there drinking beer, watching this right after the sunrise, probably 6:30. All of them drinking beer. Day off maybe, and they just getting a good start on the day off. I bet, because they work hard. In like Thailand and Asia, they work 12-hour days, and every day, usually 6 or 7 days a week. They seldom get a day off, and it'll be like for New Year's or something. That's all they get. So it can be a tough life working. And I know the wages are low too, and that would be a downer. But I think a lot of them would. I see so many that are in their own business. I have to think a lot of them are doing good. They're doing well and doing very well. Catering to the foreigners, the smart ones that are business minded, which seems to be all of them. Like the women are all driving nice cars, dressed really nice too, and seem very, very professional. Upgrade standard from the ones I've seen in the Philippines. Most of the women there are kind of not. They're not professional. They're lucky to have a job at a counter or something. These women I met a 26-year-old that was working had her own beauty salon in the mall. Just happened to meet her. Well, another guy talked to her anyway. And so, yeah, they're very professional and seem to have business mind. And I know they do good by looking at the mansions around town. There are some rich people live here. I don't know if it's their vacation home, but I see some multi-million-dollar mansions that'll just make your jaw hit the ground. And so there's there's some very, very successful people financially here. And it shows, they keep the town clean. They got a pride in their community. Like I say, have kids activities. They'll take care of the monks. Charity is big, big with them. You go by any charity booth that or money for kids in school need, kids that are underprivileged kids or something. The boxes are always half full of bills. They're very generous and giving people here. Of course, the foreigners seem to be too. I give whenever I can. Like I said, whenever I see where it needs it in the temples and stuff, I always donate a little. But yeah, my perspective my perspective of the Thai people so far is they are very tolerant people, very friendly, and it's genuine from what I've seen so far. To me, I haven't had any real fake people. I'm sure other people's results may vary, and there's people of all kinds everywhere. But so far, everybody I've come across was very helpful. Even if they didn't speak English, they tried their best to help me out or point me to who would help me, or somebody else stepped in and helped. Very, very giving people, I would say. And I'm just happy they let me live here. Really, their communities are, I would have to say, are much safer than I would feel living in the U.S. In a lot of community in L.A. or New York, I wouldn't feel this safe. I can walk here at night. I don't feel any. No one's going to rob me. I don't feel anybody's going to snatch my phone or steal my bag like you think, like a lot of people in Asia hear about in other countries like Vietnam, Cambodia, all the scams and all that. You don't have to worry about that here. Nobody's trying to grab anything from you. I think if you drop your wallet, they'd say, hey, there you dropped your wallet, sir, and pick it up and give it to you. I really do. I don't see none of the debauchery like you could run into, or get the vibe of it anyway. I don't get the vibe of it. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. But I don't see any thievery or anything around here. They keep the place clean. They definitely have pride. They have pride in their children. I say great people, and thanks for letting me live here for. Hope I can continue it on. But anyway, those are just a few thoughts of my what I know about the Thai, and as I know more, I'll be sure to share it. Well, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.